You're sitting there in the ER with your child, and I think as a parent, for me, my first instinct was like, what did I do wrong? Did I do something that made him want to do this? You just blame yourself, and you immediately want to fix it, and you think you can just fix it. You just feel very helpless and very, unfortunately, in today's society, it's very shameful. Like, it seems like when you have a family member that has an addiction, it's still hidden because nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say anything about it. He had been expelled from school his sophomore year for having drugs. And, we kept thinking as parents, his father and I kept thinking, well, now that'll scare him enough that he'll stop. This will scare him enough. He was a smart kid and he did really well in school. It'll scare him enough. And then it didn't. And then he had gotten arrested. And we thought, well, that'll scare him enough. He'll have to go in front of, he was a minor at the time, so he'd have to go in front of the juvenile judge and that'll do it. And that didn't do it. And it just seemed like you just kind of started to look at him and just get scared because it just seemed like nothing could get through to him.
I noticed that the articles going in the Saga and in like the real world newspapers were just about kind of like the statistics and the side effects and what it's going to do, but it's not really something that's going to reach out to a high schooler and be like, wow, I need to stop, or wow, I never realized this. So I thought that if I could dig a little deeper and tell what we had to go through as a student and what my brother had to go to as a high schooler that did things just like any other high schooler would do, I think it may not touch the entire student body, but maybe it could touch one or two people. There's so many times where you hear, oh, like weed isn't addictive. Like, weed is so much better than cigarettes because if you have one pack of cigarettes, you're hooked. But if you have weed, I know I'll get high and I'll stop. And I hear that constantly throughout the halls of high school. And that's why I kind of wanted to write this article, because it is addictive. And people don't realize that until it's you.
A lot of people think that marijuana is not a harmful drug and should be legalized. But what they don't realize is that they're thinking, at least my generation, of the marijuana that was around when I was in college. And the marijuana today is 10 times stronger than that marijuana. It is addictive. Anything that somebody takes and thinks about more than the rest of their lives, and they don't care that it destroys their relationships, their financial situation, is an addictive substance. I am beyond proud to say that when he got to sober living, so he was in patient rehab for 45 days, and now he's in sober living, so he's in a house with 9 men, going to outpatient treatment. He has to volunteer 17 hours a week, and he wanted to know, do you think there's any way? He was 2 credits away from graduating high school. And we reached out to his assistant principal and his guidance counselor, and they basically had a meeting and said if Justin finished his final project, which is a year-long project, that he could potentially graduate. So he decided to change his final project. Originally it was going to be on building a guitar from scratch, and he changed it to addiction and the 12 steps in recovery. And he submitted his paper yesterday, and he found out that he will have a diploma today. We found out. So we're so thrilled for him. That's a good day.